Hi, today we're going to talk about a very wonderful program. If you've lost your job, you're probably stressed out and wondering how you're going to afford your mortgage payment. You're struggling. This is a program promulgated by the federal government under the Making Home Affordable Act that helps you qualify for reduced mortgage payments and gives you some breathing time to go look for a new job and get back on your feet. And the great thing about this program is you do not have to be um, current. A lot of programs with the federal government, you have to be current. Um, what does forbearance mean? Particularly, this means the lender will give you a timeout, so to speak. It will reduce the amount of the mortgage payment for a specific time. Generally, it's 6 months. And it varies from zero payment to a massively reduced payment to a slightly reduced payment. It depends on a lot of factors. If there is another family member working, bringing in income, how many other bills and debts you have. Again, it's 6 months of zero or reduced payments, and that's all factored into your particular financial circumstances. Couple of rules with every government program. Of course, there are rules. This has to be your principal residence. It does not apply to second homes, vacation homes, or investment property. You have to prove your job loss. The mortgage must be owned or guaranteed by Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, and I'll get into a little bit later how you find out whether that particular situation is in place for your loan. If you finance this property with an FHA loan or a VA mortgage, you cannot use this particular program. You have to show that your job loss has caused financial hardship and it will eventually lead to default and that you'll eventually lose the property without help. And then you have to show limited or no cash reserves to make the monthly payments. For instance, if you have a lot of savings, the lender will expect you to, go to those savings to pay the mortgage payment while you're unemployed. And the housing expenses, you have to show that they are more than 31% of your gross monthly income, which is the income before taxes. A couple of things to note. What forbearance is not. It is not a principal reduction. In other words, the loan amount that you owe, the loan balance, is not going to be reduced. That's going to stay the same. It's more of a timeout of your monthly payments or a reduction in the monthly payments. It's a timeout from the regularly scheduled monthly payment. It's also not a loan modification. It's not a permanent change in your monthly mortgage payment. It's simply a timeout. And all missed payments will eventually have to be paid back in full. All right. More information. This is, again, kind of like a timeout from paying your mortgage. There are two players involved. Servicers are the people you make your mortgage payment check to. For instance, their names will be on the statement that you receive each month, and you make the check payable to the servicer. It might be Bank of America, it might be Citibank, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever. That is different from the investor, or it can be different from the investor, who's actually the bank that owns your paper. This particular program is designed, again, to help those people who have loans owned by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have given permission to the servicers to go ahead and grant the forbearance for 6 months without getting approval in advance. In other words, the servicer does not have to take the package and then ask Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac's permission. They have the authority to grant the forbearance for the initial 6 months on their own. Then if you need an additional period of time, if you need more than 6 months, if you're still unable to find a job after that 6 months forbearance period, they might be willing to extend it, but then they have to get permission from Fannie or Freddie, depending on who owns your loan. If you have to extend, then they have to get permission. Great thing is, you don't have to be current to qualify for this program, And while you're in forbearance, the bank cannot foreclose on the property. So all the foreclosure action is brought to a halt while you're in forbearance, as long as you are making the agreed upon payments. You have to do your part as well. When does this start? Fannie Mae starts implementing this on March 1st of 2012, and Freddie Mac starts this on February 1st, 2012. And then after the forbearance plan is over, the past due amount will then have to be spread out over a specific period of time and will have to be repaid. And again, that's going to have to be worked out between your lender and yourself, and added on to your existing monthly payments. Also, there are no late fees involved. While you're in the forbearance plan, the lenders will not and cannot foreclose, and they also cannot charge you any late fees. Again, as long as you are paying as agreed. Again, there are limitations, there are rules. Again, this has to be only your primary residence. You cannot use this program if your property was purchased with an FHA or a VA loan. You have to have a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac product in order to use this particular program. You have to show financial hardship from the job loss, and you have to show imminent default, that you're in danger of losing the house without this assistance. Again, you have to show that you have limited or zero cash reserves to call upon to make the payments, and your housing expenses must be greater than 31% of the monthly income before taxes, which is your gross monthly income. If this sounds like a program for you, if you're interested, what should you do first? Well, the first thing you need to do is find out if Fannie or Freddie guarantees your loan. A couple different ways to do this. You can call your mortgage company or your service provider, and again, that customer service number should be on your bank statement that you receive every month, telling you where to send your mortgage payment and how much it is. Or you can use the loan lookup tool, and I'll get into that in just a second, to determine if your loan is guaranteed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. There's website and there's phone numbers where you can call to find out. Early as possible, that's the best way to get this done. Tell your servicer about your job loss as early as possible. The sooner you take action when there's a problem, the more options you have open to you. If you wait and delay, your options gradually whittle away and you have many fewer options. So start working with your lender as early as you know. You're going to need to have your financial information in front of you. Any program that the bank is going to talk to you about, they're going to want to know what's coming in other words, what's the total monthly income from all people on the loan, and what's going out. What other bills and debts do you have? Is there a second mortgage, credit card debt, student loans, alimony, child support, car payments? You need to have all that information in front of you because they need to make a determination of what's a reasonable payment and if you actually qualify for this program. Call them and ask, are we eligible for a forbearance plan? And then estimate what you think is reasonable, how much you can comfortably afford to pay with the reduced income coming in after your job loss. And here's what I was talking to you about, who owns your loan. If you want to find out if Fannie Mae owns your loan, here's a loan lookup tool, fanniemae.com/loan lookup, and if Freddie Mac owns your loan, freddiemac.com my mortgage, and there's toll-free numbers as well you can call. And then of course your mortgage company should be able to tell you this information as well. All right, my name is Colleen Coleman. I'm a licensed broker in the state of California. Be happy to help you in any way I can. Call me now or email me for 100% free, no obligation consultation. If you're interested in a short sale, if you're interested in this program, I can give you some help and advice. Again, 100% free, no obligation consultation. Also, there are other websites. efanniemae.com and freddiemac.com are the websites that talk about these particular programs in more detail. To get information from the website, the government's website. Also, makinghomeaffordable.gov. If this program isn't for you, there are a lot of other programs that may be. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know if I can help you in any way. Thank you for listening.